When I was a kid, I went to church. One of the prayers talks about uh, one God, the Father Almighty. And I stood there, it's called the Nicene Creed, and I thought, the Father Almighty. I don't really think my father is almighty because he loses his temper. And when he loses his temper, he's kind of out of control. Control, lost control. And so, somewhere along the line, without any thought about it, I found ways to make men who were trying to be authoritarian with me lose control. A really good example of that is the time that I got into a little pattern of putting snakes, live snakes, down girls, the backs of their dresses or blouses. I did it once to my sister when she was playing the piano. She got really mad at me. She still remembers that, although she's long since forgiven me. But there was a little girl at school whose father was the janitor and lived very near the schoolhouse. And I put a lizard, I think it was, down the back of her little blouse one day. And the next day he came to me and told me if I ever did that again or anything like that, he would kill me. And I looked at him and I thought, hey, he's serious. But he was also out of control. Our bus driver, who had the idea of having sex segregation on the bus, boys sit on one side, girls sit on the other. I'd get on the bus and sit down on the boys' side, and then he'd start the bus, and I'd hop over on the girls' side, and then he'd stop the bus and make me get back over on the boys' side. I saw him when he came and visited the Capitol after I got to be a state senator, and he just shook his head. I cannot believe this. I did not think you would ever avoid the reformatory. There was a man who was the uh, uh, county agent when I was in 4-H, and he was a guy who liked to lecture and scold, and he took us down to Oregon State, then college, one day for a 4-H event, and he was lecturing us on the bus the way down there, and I just got really tired of it. We got off the bus and we were walking along on the sidewalk toward the building where the classes were going to be, and there was a sprinkler there going. I just grabbed that and pointed it at him and got him wet. And he could not believe that somebody would defy his authority like that. And he absolutely lost it. So over the years, looking back, I've realized that I had a tendency to do that to authoritarian males. Well, I guess that may in a way prepared me for working for several years under the most powerful man in the state government, Jason Bowe, who I have another reel about when he had his little run around with Maurice Lucas. But he was everything that I thought was wrong about democratic politics. He was totally in bed with the lobbyists. Everything he did was in concert with them. And I got really tired of it. And he wanted to promote the fast track of building more nuclear plants. And one fine day, I was in the dining room and saw a closed circuit television, him being interviewed by a couple of reporters. And they said, well, now that your tax proposal failed, President Bowe, what are you going to dedicate yourself to for the rest of the session? He says, well, I think we've got to get this bill passed to get Pebble Springs built. We've got to get that done. I already knew it was a danger, but that really put me on high alert, and I started working very hard. Finally, when the day came that we he got the bill up on the floor by a very narrow vote, we defeated the bill. And that then just exposed him to tremendous embarrassment. It was the core of my beliefs. I wasn't looking for a way just to get into a fight with him, but fight we did. So right after that, a reporter came to me from the Oregonian and said, gee, Senator Roberts said that you're the guy that really worked on this bill and got it votes lined up to beat it. What's going on here? And I said, well, you probably know I've been speaking out against nuclear power the whole session and before, but in addition, I saw this interview with Jason Bowe saying he was going to make this his number one priority for the rest of the session. So apparently somebody went to him and said, Jan Wire said, and so the next thing I know, I'm out on the floor, and Jason Bowe's assistant came and tapped me on the shoulder and said, the president would like to see you in the back of the chambers. Unheard of. Unheard of. But, well, what the hell? I got up, or my desk and walk to the back of the chambers, and there's Jason Bowe. And he is so angry. He's shaking. He says, "You've lied on me, you son of a bitch. I'm going to whip your ass." And I said, "Whoa, I don't know what you're talking about." And so he said something about my having said it was his number one priority. And if he did, I would have said back, "Yes, I heard you say that." But right about that time, incidentally, I got some of the only good press I ever got from a reporter who published the Frank Roberts had said I'd lined up the votes to kill that bad bill. But anyway, another example of somebody losing control out of anger, losing control, not omnipotent, not infallible, very human and fallible. So I just wanted to talk a little bit about this. When people were bullying me and overpowering me, I tended to work back on them. And I discovered very early in life that if you mess with an authoritarian male and you find some way to kind of checkmate them for a moment, they'll blow and they'll lose control. That's that little story. And I'm sticking with it.